Okay, this is just a quick video on one of the newer purchases I have. It's the NEX-5T. It was a kit, and it came with this lens right here. You can adapt Canon FD lenses like this, and I'm making another video of the adapter I have and how it works, and a couple other lenses that I purchased just for this. But for right now, this is just going to be about the camera. I just wanted to show how that looks. The APS-C size sensor on here is a 1.5 crop factor, which is actually a little bit bigger than the 1.6 that you'll find in a typical Canon crop body. It has a kind of camcorder-ish rocker here for the telephone or for the zooming on the lens. This is a variable aperture lens, 16-50, but for personal use, this lens is great. The quality of it's really good. For personal use, I much rather take something like this out than my big Canon Mark III, because there's times I have, and then sometimes I end up won't even shooting with this. It's just too distracting for some people, and some people get intimidated, and it just looks like I'm on the shoot or a paid gig or some sort. So for personal use, this camera is excellent. What I really prefer about this, and especially the kit lens, is that the autofocus on this particular lens is really good. It reminds me of a camcorder quality as far as the autofocus is concerned. The picture quality is great for personal use. I will say that there are times where the picture quality may look a little point and shoot ish, if that makes sense. I really like the screen. You would think that this is pointless as far as like a selfie style screen design, but for personal use it's great, especially for family and fun and stuff like that. You put it in your pockets, easy to go. But on top of that, I purchased some accessories. This right here was like $10, $15 from New York on eBay. This is actually really nice. It actually pretty much blocks the sun out when you're outside. But to be honest, even without it, me putting my hand up above the screen, it worked out pretty well, watching my kids play and stuff. But I mainly got it not for pictures, but for video purposes. And the bit rate on something like a DSLR is greater. It's around 50, I believe, compared to this being at 25. But the codec on here, as far as I can tell, it must be a much better codec, the AV-CHD compared to the H.264. And because of that alone, I've tested this on my bigger Samsung 65-inch TV, and there's a noticeable difference between this and this for video. This one cost me with the kit, I paid after taxes. I purchased at a local Best Buy. It's about $530. You find them for $500 or maybe even a little less without the actual kit lens with it. But for video quality, I actually prefer this better than my DSLR. A lot of people say all the time that Canon DSLRs don't even produce true 1080p image anyway. So with that being said, I noticed a little more dynamic range and a little more crispiness. I wouldn't call it sharpness, but just appears to be better resolution, even with the kit lens on here compared to something like this with the L lens attached to it. The video recording time is limited to 30 minutes, but I was told you shouldn't really record no more than 20 minutes at a time. Give the camera a chance to cool down, and once it does kind of start overheating, which has never happened to me, you may start losing some color rendition, or the white balance may get a little funky and the quality may change a little bit. I'm not really sure. I haven't experienced that yet, but that's what I have read about it. I'll do a quick review on the A6000 I purchased recently, and also the 5100 when it comes in the mail. But I will say the A6000 picture-wise, it's in a certain environment, it gives images that can rival my Mark III. And but you'll be on manual focus, and you'll have to use something like a FD lens or something like that to get certain type of looks off the lens. But really quick, what comes in this box? You don't care about the paperwork. It's just a typical strap. You get the charging cable, and this is the flash. I thought this was kind of cool. Comes in a little carrying pouch here. I was a little nervous about these little chips here, but what happens is when you pull this back, and what I did when I first bought this, I even bought a hot shoe adapter so I can put a hot shoe on here. Pop this open, and there's a little screw wheel here. Once you lay it inside, you just screw it tight, and it's pretty solid. You won't have to worry about breaking off. And the way to activate it, as far as I can tell, is you just flip it open, and then within the menu it'll turn on. But if you close it, it doesn't work. I've tried it. So for this compact rig, I really enjoy it. It's great for personal use, and honestly, you can, I believe the 5 series, there's different letters behind them. Mine is the 5T, which is the latest, but I was told the other ones before it are the same quality. The only main difference is this has some Wi-Fi features on it. Oh, and that's another thing. The actual menus on this camera are a little annoying, but you can get over it, I guess, once you get used to the Sony. But compared to, say, a typical Canon DSLR or whatnot, it is very... All right. They have camera, shoot mode, image size, brightness, color, playback, setup. There's some times where I was looking for something specific that I saw before within the menus, and I went to the obvious place where I thought it would be, and it's not. Some things are kind of scattered around, which is weird. And this is a touchscreen, and it actually is pretty responsive, and I actually like it. For a camera like this, the touchscreen comes in pretty handy, and this is a little opposite. It's kind of set up like how Nikon is with the f-stops up here and the aperture here. On the A6000, you can switch it, and you can make it whichever one you want it to be. It's a lot more customizable. And but anyway, this camera is a great buy, and I suggest it for anybody trying to do some personal work or for a little better video quality, doing something that is, you know, lower budget professional use. I actually prefer using these, and it's a lot cheaper than my Canon. But the reason why I went to the A6000 is because it's better in low light than this camera. But also because the image quality for pictures is a little better. It has an electronic viewfinder. You can buy an attachment for this that goes here, but then you're looking at an extra, like, I believe it's like $200 or $300, and you might as well buy the A6000. So wrapping this up, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll make another video talking about the FD lenses and the mounts that I use and how they work out with this and the A6000, and I'll show a difference and compare them too. So thank you so much, and talk to you guys later.